Okay, so Tatum doesn't get a single minute. All right, I need to hear your take on that. I'll get to my take on that. So we'll just,
Um,
yeah.
so I know there's been like a lot of debate about the rotation and who should start, who should come off the bench. And um, regardless of like who you think should start or who you should come off the bench, I feel like everybody can kind of agree that Tatum not playing a single minute is wild. Like, I'm of the belief that I wouldn't have started Tatum. Like, he wasn't in my ideal starting five based on what the roster was and how I saw, how I kind of foresaw what made the most sense as a lineup wise. But I definitely didn't foresee him just completely being out of the rotation, especially when, you're finding minutes for guys like Derek White. That's just like obviously Tatum, they play on the same team, and Tatum's he's better than Holiday, he's better than White. But these guys are Holiday starting, Derek White's coming off the bench, and he was one of the first guys off the bench, if I remember correctly. He was like the seventh or eighth guy that checked into the game. Um, and so yeah, I mean, it is wild for him to not play a single minute. I will say, um, like he wasn't looking like amazing during the exhibition games. Like I know the first game, I remember he came out sharp. I think that was against Canada. I remember he came, but it's a little difficult because you have Bron and KD playing a lot of minutes at the forward positions, and those guys, in my eyes, are still better players than Tatum, even though Tatum's coming off a championship. And they also have the Olympic experience, and they're more familiar with FIBA play more so than Tatum, even though he had the 2021 Olympics. Um, so that makes it a little bit difficult, but I still think you can find some minutes for him. But it's even a little like my thing is that he's really been struggling with his outside shot, like specifically off the dribble and both catch and shoot. Like this goes back to the playoffs. Like all playoff run, he shot the ball poorly. I don't remember exactly what his 3-point percentage was during the whole playoff run, but I think it was like 30 or less. And then I know in the exhibition games, he didn't hit a single three. And so it's just when you have guys like Bron, Steph, and then Ants dominating the ball a lot in the second unit, like
Dominating.
he's gonna have to be more of a yeah, and be he's gonna have to be more of an off ball guy. And so him not being able to knock down shots right now is kind of hurting. And that's why like I kind of like I don't know, I'm not saying I agree with what Kerr did, but I see why he was like Tatum's not hitting his shots right now. Like obviously he's a good defender, he's a great defender. He can play make, he's got size, he can rebound, he can do all those other things, but he's not spacing the floor right now. And so um, I would still play him, of course, but like I wouldn't have started him. But we'll see what happens going into the next game. I want to hear what your thoughts are though.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, no, it's unacceptable that you don't find minutes for Jayson Tatum. Uh yeah, just because he's so good. Like this isn't fucking Tyrese Halliburton. Like you see
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton clapping. Like if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play a single minute in these next 5 games, nobody's gonna be care. He's
Mm-hmm.
happy to be there and he's just lucky to be there. But Jayson Tatum, he's Boston Celtics, arguably one of the greatest Boston Celtics of all time already. He deserves to play. He's super versatile player. And you're saying that the reason that he's not getting minutes is because he can't hit the outside shot. He can be great. He doesn't need to shoot a jump shot another day in his life, and he's going to the Hall of Fame. That's what
No.
I'm saying. So Jayson Tatum, here's the thing that bothers me with Jayson Tatum, and honestly, this right here could be one of the worst things that happens to the league because this is him getting no minutes in this in the USA Basketball Olympics could turn into Michael Jordan not making his sophomore basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So this could be the beginning of a villain arc story. So the thing with Jayson Tatum, I feel he tries to get too cute with his game. And then if you a hooper, you know what I mean. Too cute. Jayson
Mm-hmm.
Tatum is 6'9", two. What is he? You give him 220,
20.
225,
Yeah, that sounds right.
and you see his shoulders. I'm not saying his shoulders is on Dwight Howard, but he's got the good strong frame on him. He
Mm-hmm.
can put just about everyone in front of him, especially all these Mariano Petronas and all these European dudes. He should be putting everybody in front of him into the rim. He doesn't need to be shooting jumpers. And then I'm on the record for saying one of the worst things that happened to Jayson Tatum's game was that summer spent with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had him taking a whole bunch of tough fadeaways, pivot jump shots, a whole bunch of bullshit, trying to be Kobe Bryant. That is not your game. You're 6'9". You can jump out the gym. You're longer than everybody. You should be trying to put everybody into the rim. And I feel like the next elevation for Jayson Tatum's game is him realizing that nobody can stop him from getting to the rim. If he, yeah, you can shoot. Yeah, you have a good handle, but nobody can stop you from getting to the rim. And if they do stop you, they have to foul you. So I feel like once he flips that switch, it's gonna be scary for the league because there's no reason why Jayson Tatum is one, not the best player on his team, isn't winning the Finals MVP and Eastern Conference MVP, but two, that the best young guy in the league. It shouldn't be Ant. It shouldn't be John Morant. It should be Jayson Tatum. And so you got to get minutes from him. I don't really like that Devin Booker is getting that many minutes over him. Like I understand you got to find roles for Derek White and Drew Holiday. You got to play Drew. And I understand even playing Derek White, but yeah, at the end of the day, this becomes they chose to play Booker over Jayson Tatum because Tatum could play the two.
Yeah, and my counter to that would be Booker is starting because at this point right now, the way Tatum's been shooting the ball in the exhibition and dating back to the entire postseason run, Booker's a far better off ball player in terms of catch and shoot. And he showed that in the first game. He hit 4 or 5 from three. He defends, he was playing point of attack defense really well. He moves the ball. He doesn't demand touches in that starting lineup. Like he's completely cool. Like if he doesn't touch the ball 4 or 5 possessions, LeBron or Steph or Embiid are getting their games off, whatnot. He's fine just running up and down the court, playing defense. And then if his opportunity comes to get a catch and shoot look or something like that, he's ready. He's locked and loaded. He showed that. And so that would be why I wouldn't have started Tatum and why I see Booker playing over him right now. But Tatum should definitely be coming off the bench in the second unit. That's why